So guys, before going into these objects, I will discuss the advantages of this Active Directory. Suppose if you want to install some software on 5 computers, it's easy to install. But if you want to install software or create a new user on 100 computers, it will be impossible for one system administration. So that's why this Windows Server is used to install software on all the systems at the same time. We can also create users, and we can also locate the printers and other resources as well. So this is very helpful and easy task for installing softwares and managing our other resources. So in Active Directory, everything gets stored as an object. So object contains unique identifier called globally unique identifier. So in order to locate particular resource on the network, you need to use this unique identifier, which describes the unique object. Suppose say printer. If you want to find out where the printer is, you can grab this unique identifier and can use that resource. So that's what use of this unique identifier. And each object have the parent child relationship. So in this is these objects are stored as a hierarchical fashion, so like a tree structure. Each object can be parent to one object and child to another object. And object GUID, that is unique identifier, cannot be changed unless it moves into another forest or when deleted. So it's very hard to change the unique identifier of particular object in the forest. Don't worry about the forest, we will see in the next videos. So whenever this object has moved to into another forest, then the unique identifier gets changed. Otherwise, when it's get deleted, the unique identifier gets released. Now let's talk about this distinguishing names. We cannot remember all objects unique identifier, right? Because there will be so many identifiers for all the objects. This is very similar to remembering the IP addresses of a website. That's why we type google.com, not its IP address, because we cannot remember IP address. That's why DNS came into place. In the same way, this can be compared to this DNS. So we can refer to them using these distinguishing names. They are similar to domain name system names. Example. So let's say an example, homelab.server, and the distinction takes place from right to left. So server is the main root and the child is home lab. It will be like that. So from you need to go from right to left, and we need to assign the values. First, DC is equals to server. DC stands for domain component, and because this object is referring to the domain, home lab dot server. That's why this DC is server and DC is home lab. And let's say another one. So there is another some separate unit called work in the home lab. So in this home lab there is a separate work unit. So what you can do is you can assign this server a domain component and home lab a domain component, and then we can say common name is equals to work, because it does not refer to any particular object. So you can say common name is equals to work. So what are these are the relative domain names. So that means we need to identify these as these variables. So let's see in the next slide. You can see the key attribute. So you can see CN common name, L locality name, ST state or province name, organization unit, and country name, street address, domain component, user ID. So these are used to identify particular name. Now let's go back to this slide, and you can see homelab.server and domain component. These are the domain components. So these are not nothing special, but just if anyone wants to see these objects, and they can easily identify because it's a common name. So it's like work, play, sleep, etc. So these are the common names. And coming to DC, they will identify as domain components. So these two constitutes a domain. So that will be easy for anyone who just sees these key and attribute keys. You can see OU, organization unit name. So this is very common type. So let's learn about this organization units. Each object can be classified as containers and non-containers. So containers can hold other objects. So containers are like folders. It can have one or more objects, and non-containers cannot hold other objects and cannot be divided. So these non-containers are also called leaf nodes because they cannot be divided further. So one example of these containers are like groups. So groups consist of 5 or 6 people, right? So in that way it can be considered as containers, and non-containers can be considered an user. A single user can be considered as a non-container because that user cannot be divided further. A computer or a printer can be considered as a non-container because they cannot be divided further. Uh, it is like single unit. And simple container we create is called organizational unit. So this is very simple organizational unit you gonna create in Active Directory. This is like a simple folder. So why you need to create this organization unit? So this unit consists of many other objects that are similar to each other. These OUs help to group similar objects and can perform operation on whole set of objects. Suppose in your college there are some section of people, say 30 members of people, and you want to create one unit for them. So if you want to send a mail to all those users, and sending to each object at each time will be very difficult. So that's why what you're going to do is you want to group those 30 students into this one organization unit. So all you want to do is you need to send the mail to this organization unit, so it will be received by every other people, every other student in that unit. So this is very helpful uh, of this organization unit. We can group similar set of objects and we can do perform operations like similar group of users, similar group of computers, and similar group of printers. Alright guys, now we have seen the theory of objects and organization units. Now let's go ahead and see how to create them. So to create an organization unit, you need to click on these tools and go to this Active Directory users and computers. And now as you can see there are some let me maximize this. There are some already domain server. This is our homelab.server. This is the domain controller, and you can see there are built-in objects. These are the built-in objects, and if you click on this computer, double click on this, and you can see here Windows 7 computer. So these are the organization units. This is an organization unit and this is an organization unit. So these are created when I install in this Active Directory service. So you can see the Windows 7 because we have added this Windows 7 computer in the previous video. So domain controllers, this is our computer Windows DC, and you can see here users, and these are all the users available. You can see the single icon is the user and double user icon are the groups. You can see administrator, guest, and user one. So this user one has been created in the previous video for our Windows 7 machine. So if you want to create new user, you can say users, click on this users and right click on this new. You can create computer, contact, group, and printer, user, shared folder also. You can also click on this user and create the user. So I'm going to cancel now. So to create new organizational unit, all you need to say is go to this homelab.server, right click and say new OU, organization unit. So you need to give the name for this unit. Suppose let's say CSC. So CSC, computer science engineering, and click on OK. Now you can add users to this CSC. Now right click on this, click on new user, and you can create a new computer and etc. Let's create a new user under this CSC. Let's say CSC admin, and let's say CSC admin. So click on next and say password. So this is normal password. Click on finish. So now under the CSC we have this user CSC admin. You can also create the groups as well, like grouping all the CSC students under this CSC group. So that's all for this video. You can explore all the options, you can create the groups, and you can create the users as well. So this is the basic way of creating this organization unit in the Active Directory.